What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Devil's Details Diecast Custom Build Series. And this is for the Diecast Mafia Wrecker build. And I do have a confession to make as I'm filming this. This is August 12th. And the due date is August 15th. Due to real life circumstances and the fact that my shop is about 25 minutes from my house. I have not been in the shop for over a month. Had a car accident, did not have a vehicle to get back and forth to the studio, yada yada, etc, etc. So I didn't think I was going to be able to make it into this build, but I did make it to the studio today and pulled out this 1940s Ford from Johnny Lightning. Very nice casting, metal base, real riders, and I did have this wrecker accessory available as well. So what I'm going to do here is kind of pull off a little kind of farm truck wrecker. I'm going to get these two put together here. Of course, I'm going to have to take down these sides, I think, to get a more accurate, well, to get a lower, I want to get this, not accurate, accurate's the wrong word, to get this boom a little bit lower. And I think I'm going to keep the blue paint, one, because I really like it, and two, because I'm not sure I'm going to have time to get it in the stripper and get it all stripped. You know, I use citrus strip, so it's, I usually like to leave it overnight, and like I said, being that it's the 12th today and it's due on the 15th, I'm not really sure what my availability is going to be to get back to the studio before the due date and get everything filmed and uploaded and edited and all that jazz. So what I might do is just like on my Cadillac build, I might just take the Dremel to this paint, scuff it up here and there, and then do some weathering on it. Hope you guys enjoy the build. It's gonna be a quick one, hopefully. Cross my fingers. Kind of has to be for the due date. And away we go. Alright, so I went ahead and cut off the little wood panels. And guys, if you do not own a jeweler saw, I highly suggest investing in one. You can get them on Amazon fairly cheap, probably 20 bucks or so. I don't know what happened to the other side. It probably flung it somewhere, but in any event, so these were up on the sides, as you remember. Excuse my hand. Jeweler saw took care of that, nice and semi-straight, but that's what we have files for. So I went ahead and knocked those out. And I was quite pleased to find that this little tonneau cover actually snaps in. I didn't realize. I thought it was part of the mold. But obviously I'm going to leave it because it makes a nice little platform for our wrecker boom. And now it gets at a really nice height. Matches the top of the cab. And it's already starting to look like something. So I'm going to go ahead and clean these up a little bit more. Get them a little bit more even and straight. They're pretty good right now. And then I'm just going to get to basically repainting this boom, because I'm not going to have it be a AAA. I think that's a decal anyway. I could probably just scratch it off. But I'm just going to give this boom a little respray and get to weathering on the truck. Put it all back together, and then they're virtually going to be finished. It's been about an hour, so probably going to be one of my quickest builds. I'm not changing the tires. I like the white walls, and they are rubber, so don't mess with a good thing. Don't need to change the interior, and I should have some decals in the folder there that I can put on here. I did another toe build a while back, and I think I have some spare decals. I might just use those. If not, it's probably the only thing I'll have to do after today is go home and print up some decals. I don't have a printer or a computer here at the shop. I should invest in that in the future so I can do everything in-house while I'm here, but I don't. So I'm going to go through my decals, see if I have anything fitting for a tow truck, and go from there. So stick around. Alright, so here's what we ended up with after the dremeling with the wire brush. I also took some sandpaper to the tonneau cover, if you will. So Johnny Lightning usually has some pretty thick paint, and the first layer, I guess, under it was kind of white. So it took a little bit to get down to the actual bare metal, which I kind of like because it kind of gave me some built-in weathering. Took a hammer to this rear fender, kicked it in a little bit. So now I will bust out my acrylics and do my rust spots and my dirt and whatnot, some grease around the usual areas, and then some highlighting. And also just gave the boom a little racing white cover. I left the American flag on it because America. And I'll go ahead and get that wired up with some cable and a hook, and a little bit of weathering on that as well. And pretty much going to have a reveal next. So stick around for the reveal. And this is probably one of the fastest build-offs I've done yet. So pretty happy about that, and pretty happy that I'm going to be able to meet the deadline and keep to my word. So stay tuned. And if you remember, this is what we started with. A 1940s Ford pickup truck from Johnny Lightning, and a spare, I think it's from Matchbox, Lesney boom that I had in the parts bin. Salvaged probably from a wrecked casting that I had. And a very short time limit. And here's what we came up with. And here it is, folks. The 1940s Ford Wrecker from Johnny Lightning. Well, from me now, but originally from Johnny Lightning. Pretty excited on how this came out. Also pretty proud that it is a one-day build. Took me about maybe 2.5, 3 hours total. Of course, it helps when you don't have to repaint the whole thing, just do some weathering on it. But thought I got a lot of detail here with some help from some 3D printed parts. Got a little gas can there. These are actually little push pins I made for some levers. Made the little hook there out of some metal. Made the cables out of some wire that I had. Of course, some chain. Coming around this side, the toolbox on the side is 3D printed. I just glued it on there. Everybody needs a little toolbox. I don't know what's up with my rotisserie. It's not spinning like I want it to, but the antenna is a broken off jeweler's saw blade. Broke a couple off, cutting the back off there. I think those make great antennas. I always save those pieces. They're nice and sturdy once you glue them on. The little bubble gum light is just a LED bulb. Figured the guy would just pop one on the top there, just for safety purposes, of course. A couple decals later. And we're calling this one pretty much, well, we're calling it finished because I'm not doing anything else to it. Decals on the door are just some random decals I had in the folder. They just say, what do they say? GL&H Speed Shop. So I guess this kind of went from a farm truck wrecker to more of a shop truck wrecker. The hood does stay up, well, somewhat, should stay up anyway. Got a little detail there on the motor. Hard to see, of course, but the engine's there. And again, as you saw earlier, I got the initial weathering done with the wire wheel. Second build I've done this on, and I'm really liking the results that gives me with the weathered paint, and then just going back over it with some of the rust colors. I think it gives a really nice finish. So, in any event, this is the wrecker. I'd like to thank Diecast Mafia for hosting the event. Stay tuned for a couple of screenshots, and we'll see you on the next one. Be well.
Ha 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 ha!